for to turn it, but I'd be in the best shape I could be.
Is that tough? Because you're fighting, in the beginning you fight like every other day, and then at the end you're fighting every day. So it's gotta be really a grind to get through all the.
This year changed it, because usually we would fight every day.
Oh, really? Okay.
This time they gave us like a day break till like the last 3 days.
Yeah. Were you, the finals, there was a split decision, right?
Yeah.
Did you feel like maybe you'd won it, or?
Yeah, I feel like I won the second and third for sure. I feel like you probably won the first.
Yeah. So you started a little slow maybe, or
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
was there some nerves there, or just,
It was
it's
just
a
trying
lot
to
more
figure it
serious.
out, so you like, just trying to figure out how you box.
Right.
Yeah. I kinda got in my mood, like, comfortable second.
Mhm. It's been a long, I mean, you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, it's a long spot.
Is this has gotta be the highlight so far of what you've done, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you spend a lot of time in here, obviously, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Like 3 times a day,
3
maybe?
times a day.
Just 2-3 times a day for what, like an hour at a time, or more than that, or?
Probably 2.5 hours each.
Wow. That's pretty much a full-time job then.
Yeah.
It's almost an 8-hour day in here, but, just what motivates you to work that hard?
To make the fights easier. Like a lot of the last times I went to the tournament, I wasn't in full shape, and it like showed. Like I was sore on the third day, not able to like really have all my energy.
Right. So you really built up some stamina and staying power by working that hard, I see. Where do you think you could take it from here? What's the future like?
Hopefully a good pro career, but full time.
Yeah. What, do you envision that happening soon, or maybe get some experience in the USA boxing program? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking about USA camp, getting more overseas experience, international.
Mm-hmm. That's probably, I mean, you probably hear about that fairly soon, right? Whether or not you're gonna get that chance, or
Yeah,
you feel pretty good about your chances, though.
yeah, I do.
Okay. What, I'm trying to think of what else I was gonna ask you here. That's why I write stuff down, because I'm old and I forget stuff. What, growing up, you feel like, I was talking to Ramsey about how this is a tough neighborhood, and, some kids go in the wrong direction. What do you think has made you go in the right direction? And, when the friends are going off and doing stuff, what makes you stick with this and work so hard at this? I know it's a tough question, but.
Yeah. It was just seeing like other people do, like how they done went down the wrong road, like
Yeah.
just don't want to do the same. See how they made mistakes, their family members who made mistakes.
Right.
Like the opposite of that.
Right.
Yeah, from what you said, your dad made some of those mistakes, and
Yeah.
well, I think he did himself, but
She said,
kind of learning from those mistakes is what
and
you're
she
saying.
sends the rest of the pictures.
Did you play any other sports or anything growing up, or?
But yeah, I did wrestling since I was probably about 6, probably the same age.
Okay.
Even in high school, I think I did track for a little, wrestling for
Take
the
care.
last 2 years, and I did a little basketball in junior high.
What else do you do, what else do you do besides this? You have a part-time job or something? Sounds like this is a full-time job though, so it'd be tough to fit too much else into your life. But what other kind of stuff you like to do?
I like to eat a lot.
How do you stay at 138 pounds if you like to eat?
Yeah, Definitely wants to.
Yeah. All right. What, Ramsey sent me some stuff that said like 16-time gold or silver gloves champion.
Yeah,
How do you, can you maybe win more than one in a year, or is that, how
every
does that
year,
work?
every year since the time that for 16 years he always won state,
Okay.
pretty much.
Well, I was just trying to do the
Well,
math.
let
though.
me
If you're 20.
let me correct myself. I was going back to how long I had been in doing it. So
Oh,
for
okay.
8 years,
All right.
for 8 years for sure, state champ,
Okay.
regional champ. I've gone to the nationals. He would either be a runner up. He never lost when it came to the nationals, where he would lose in the first round. He's always made it to the finals.
Right. Okay.
So I mean, it's been, yeah.
What are your strengths and weaknesses as a boxer? What are you best at, do you think?
Counter,
Countering?
yeah, and just keeping them on the outside.
Mm-hmm. So using your reach and stuff like that, yeah. Ramsey was saying that you're related, sort of a distant cousin of Michael Nunn too.
Yeah,
And has he been over here to
yeah,
talk
a
to
couple
you?
of times.
That's gotta be kind of fun to have a
Yeah,
two-time world champion come over and talk to you. That's,
I think with Mike, that really, it's always good when, somebody can come and reiterate what you're trying to get them to understand.
Exactly.
And one of the things that Mike stressed over and over, conditioning. You have to have conditioning. So I think that was a strong force for him to motivate and do what he needed to do in this ring because he was in great shape. His only problem, and I think a lot of it has to do with how I trained him. I never trained him to be of an Olympic style boxer. He has a pro style. So that first round, he probably could go in and just take you out, but he's more of a technical fighter. He likes to kind of measure you and weigh you out, and after that third or fourth round, it's over with.
Yeah.
So I think that's been part of the biggest reasons why he's ever lost in the finals or lost in any type of tournament. No one has ever, out of all the years that he's boxed, and I don't say this because I'm his coach or his uncle, I say it because it's honest, no one has ever just dominated him.
Yeah.
He just has that pro style, and a lot of times that pro style does not work in the amateurs.
No. Yeah. Yeah, because it's only a 3-round bout.
You got 3 minutes. You got to go.
Yeah.
And that's not him. He really likes to. He has a great IQ. He can punch from. To me, I'm not saying. I tell people he's a complete boxer, and when I say that, because he's a boxer that can box from reach. He can box on the inside. He can box on his toes. He can box going backwards, and he can be aggressive. He can do all of those things. And he can hit you from any angle. Somebody that made me understand something that it makes sense. I took him down to Chicago, and we had just left from up there at Terrence Crawford's gym, and it was like the first time he sparred all year, and I'm excited. I'm like, we at Terrence Crawford's gym. He's finna show out, and he got in there and he was rusty. He didn't get beat up, but he just wasn't offensive.
Right.
He was making the guy miss, and I'm like, what's going on? Then I got to thinking, man, this is the first time he sparred all year. But I'm sitting there like, man, this man is in this gym 3 times a day. But you got to still have the sparring.
Right.
And after that, we was on a train. We were sparring every opportunity we could. We got to Chicago, and he sparred up there. And the guy was like, he's a dangerous fighter. And I said, why did you say that? He goes, his feet moves with his hands, and he can hit at any angle. And I said, wow, I never thought of that. You know, and that's what makes him, I think that's one of his dangerous weapons, is that he can hit you at any angle. And when he moves, he can switch at any time and still keep that balance and hit you at any angle. And I think it frustrates a lot of fighters.
Yeah. All right. So if you do this with USA Boxing, you're probably moving away. You moved. Are they out of Colorado Springs? Or what are
They're out of, I think they got several camps, and I think they may either call them out to Colorado Springs or to the camp that I think they have out in California or somewhere.
Okay.
So I know they're doing like 2 sessions, if I'm not mistaken, where they're going to do one within a month, and then the next one will be in June. So I'm thinking if he doesn't catch the first one, he'll be able to catch the second one.
Right.
You know, so I just want him to get the experience. I want him to understand that, you know, going into that next level, you think that you train good enough, and you think that you train hard enough, is other levels to training.
Right.
And I know he'll see that and get that training with the USA team.
Right.
You know, and I have a feeling they're gonna fall in love with him. You know.
All right. Well, good luck. I hope it works out for you. It sounds like it's going to, but. Ernest, I didn't get to talk to you. What do you? Are you one of the coaches?
I'm
or?
assistant coach.
He's my assistant coach. He started with me, man. He brought his grandsons, and then his grandson stayed with us for about a good year and a half, and then they stopped, and he stayed with me, man, and he just was a big plus.
Yeah.
I tell people that he's one of those guys that, like, for instance, when we're down at the tournament, he's gonna do the things that you would, you know, not on your mind, but it's all about him. He loves them. He's gonna protect them. He gets up early in the morning. He says, "Hey, I'm gonna run out to the store and get him some water, get him what he need, you know, throughout the tournament." So I mean, he's been that way. I mean, he came along, and I told him that. So he always say, "Man, thank you for bringing that." And I tell him this. I said, I told my dad used to always say, "Man, why are we don't have anybody helping us?" And I used to tell my dad, I said, you know, God gonna send the right people at the right time. And he came at a